Number 5. I was about 12 or 13 spending the night at a friend's house, goofing around with the Ouija board with him and his sister, and we were getting all sorts of gibberish, plus words spelled out. Just kind of scaring ourselves for fun, not taking it very seriously, when we got the message, "I can see you through the window," and then, "I can see you through his eyes," or something like that. There was just a small window in the basement room where we were, and just the backyard and woods past the driveway visible through that window. We asked it more questions and it said, "I'm under the car." So we somehow got up the nerve to go out with a flashlight and peer under the car, where we saw a huge black stray cat which was hissing. We ran inside freaking out, and at that exact moment the power failed and all the lights in the house went out. We just about actually shit ourselves. Few minutes later the power came back and we sat up till dawn that night, scared, and never played with the board again. Number 4. About 15 years ago, my sister had some friends over one night. They were in the basement watching some scary movies. They had a Ouija board and started using it thinking it was a game. They started cussing at it and calling it shit and fucking fake. It stopped responding, so they began watching the movie again. All of a sudden, all the lights and electricity goes out. They start screaming. Then the TV comes on, all static, and is blaring noise. They were yelling and crying. Then the TV shuts off and comes back on to just a black screen. The words, "This is not a game anymore," roll across the screen in all white. After the TV shuts off, and they are in complete darkness, they run out the house. Afterwards, they go back to the house and our dog hid, and when they found it, all it did was bark and look very angry at them. Number 3. I've played with the Ouija several times already, none of them with any problems. All spirits were polite, and the ones who weren't left when we asked them to. But then, there was one in particular that did not. According to him, he is a demon, and his name is CD. Me and my friend talked to him for the first time some months ago, and I told him to leave. I thought he had, but he stuck around. He began to talk to us pretending to be someone else, but every time I caught him on the spot. Then, one afternoon, I asked why he didn't leave, and he said he was chasing me. I asked why, and he said he wanted to possess me. He was especially weak this day, claiming my friend's guardian angel had fought him. I told him that wouldn't happen, and asked him many times to leave, even speaking God's name and everything. Nothing worked. His presence was quiet until last night, when we talked to him again by accident. He was impossibly strong and tried to keep us from saying goodbye, holding the planchette. I told him one more time that he would not have me and ordered him to stop following me. I thought he had, and even checked with other spirits who said he hadn't left but wasn't following me. But when I went to bed around 3 a.m. and tried to sleep, he talked to me for the first time. First, all I heard was a roar, similar to a wolf's, near my right ear, and then a low whisper. I swear to God, I felt his breath right on my face. I am not afraid, for I know that my angels and guardians protect me, but I don't know how to get rid of him. It's annoying, and he's starting to irritate me a lot. Number 2. About 11 years ago, my sisters and I, my oldest one Linda, who was 17, second oldest Mia, who was 16, and me, who was 13, went to a garage sale to try to find some cool antiques to decorate our boring house with. After running around not finding anything too interesting, we found a garage sale where this woman was selling a real, original Ouija board from the 1800s for a super cheap price. We were super excited since this was the only cool thing we had seen all day, so we considered buying it, not actually knowing what a Ouija board was, so we asked the seller what a Ouija board was. "What is a Ouija board?" Mia asked. "You can talk to ghosts with that," the woman replied. We were all super excited. "How does it work?" "You ask the spirit a question, you use the little wooden mover with the glass in the middle to guide your hands to the letters and numbers to answer your questions." Without any hesitation, we bought it. We took it home. We had to hide it because my mom, being a super duper religious Italian Catholic, would totally disapprove. We went into the attic and then went into the little closet we had in the attic. This was our clubhouse, and brought up a candle to see. "Are you really a ghost?" "Yes." We were freaking out because we had never done anything like this before. It was obviously a ghost, but we were just screwing around. "What's your name?" "Lava." "What the hell kind of name is Lava?" We all laughed. "Don't laugh or else." We got super scared here, but we felt like since it said that, it was someone moving it. We thought it was Mia since she hadn't said anything, so we turned to her, but Mia didn't say anything to what we thought. at all. It was like she couldn't hear us. She looked super focused on the board. We got concerned. Mia, are you okay? We took our hands off the planchette, but Mia was glued to it. The planchette suddenly began to move. She is mine now. We eventually got too scared and had to go get our mom to help. Linda and I were too scared to stay up there with Mia acting all weird, so we left her alone for maximum a minute and 30 seconds. As soon as my mom came up to see it, Mia was sobbing her heart out and saying that there was a rotting old woman in the room. While we were gone, who threatened to kill us all if we didn't give her our souls. Linda and I didn't want to believe this. It was just too unreal to be true. But my mom believed it 100% and called our local priest to bless the house the next morning. This was really, really serious for us. We had gotten a demon into our house. Even after our house was blessed, Mia still acted really weird. She rarely left the house for over a few hours because she thought lava would kill us. And she was avoiding eating any red food for whatever reason. She never explained why. Even today, Mia, who is now in her late 20s, became a super religious Catholic like my mom and devotes her life to church. This is really weird because before the lava incident, we all agreed that being religious was insane. When Mia's around, we can't even talk about Ouija boards because she'll start having a panic attack if we do. Whatever this lava is, it ruined my sister's life. Number 1. I was skeptical about using a Ouija board, but nevertheless, I bought one. My girlfriend and I then started with it. We asked for the name and it responded Carol. We then asked their age and it responded 93. My girlfriend then asked how they died and it responded with sick. This was really creepy and I was adamant that me nor my girlfriend were moving the planchette. We asked the spirit where they were from. The planchette didn't move, so we asked again, and then it started to move quickly in a sideways A. This got faster and faster, and I decided it was best to leave, so I took my fingers from the planchette. My girlfriend didn't move. She sat there with her fingers on the planchette. As it moved and spiraled dramatically. I asked her to stop, but she was so still, just staring at the board. I knew something was wrong with her. I told her to stop, but she never did. I then placed my hands on hers, and it felt icy cold. I then grabbed her hand and tried lifting it away from the planchette, but it was so heavy and felt as though it wouldn't budge. Eventually, I managed to move her hand and she fell backwards. I noticed the planchette still moving dramatically without anyone touching it. I turned to my girlfriend. She was down on the floor. Her eyes were pure black. She was having some sort of convulsion and foaming at the mouth. I then stood up and screamed, "Leave now." The planchette, which was now moving by itself, was thrown across the room by some force. There was a loud scream from my girlfriend, which was not her voice. It screamed no. My girlfriend stopped convulsing, and she lay on the floor, still breathing rapidly. I picked her up and carried her out the building. We went to the hospital, and she told me that all she could remember was seeing the face of a man and an elderly, haggard woman. This sent chills down my spine. I for sure will never use a Ouija board ever again.